Yo, it's a nice crib, man. You got a nice crib. You want to show me around? Oh, you got that nice hair. Quality chair. God damn.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Blex.
Me, Stuart.
And welcome to episode 2 of the Make So Much Sense podcast. We're coming at you a lovely, rainy Tuesday afternoon after a massive Eagles victory against the Kansas City Chiefs.
In Arrowhead, nothing like a road win.
The loudest stadium in the world, which not a lot of people know that. Like, across any sport, it's the loudest, which is pretty impressive. It's hard to play there, obviously.
The bank
is
Arrowhead and LSU at night.
I feel like the second loudest stadium is the Seahawks Stadium, right?
That might be propaganda.
Yeah, who cares about the
back from the what the hell, the Legion of Doom? Legion of, I think now people are calling it Legion of Spoon.
Why is that?
I think one of the guys' name is
Witherspoon.
Yeah, Witherspoon. Legion of Spoon.
Yeah, instead of a legion, it's just one guy.
Yeah. They also have another young guy that I'm totally blanking on the name of, but it's very early for me because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So
yeah, we were
still not functioning.
We were up until about 5 in the morning celebrating the win.
Yeah, I'm playing Stratego.
Oh yeah.
That I lost 2-1.
I won the best of 3 Stratego, if anyone remembers this game. Found this one down here in the Gunk Lounge and played it for like 2 or 3 hours.
I mean, each game is at least like a half hour at least. And we were moving pretty fast.
Oh yeah. Especially at some points when when
you kind of knew.
Bang, bang, bang. When we knew where the pieces were. Figuring out remembering what they all did took a little bit. Some pieces are way more powerful. The 1 and 2.
I still don't think I remember
game winners.
them, but
yeah, we were looking at the rule card, which is the first time I've ever done that for a game while playing, like the entire time, all 3 hours we were playing.
Well, the other 2 games are Uno, where you just make up your own rules, like you just go as the house tells you, and then if you can't play Monopoly, you're just a fucking idiot. So
that's true.
Like every other game, you don't really need to look up the rules. Like this one, it's just like, well, no shit. 1 to 3 is like not good compared to 8 through 10, but they have good functions.
Have you ever actually finished a game of Monopoly? I was thinking about the last time I played it, and I do remember, but we didn't finish. It was years ago.
We played so much on the PlayStation. We finished so many games of Monopoly.
PlayStation is different.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I love Monopoly, but
is that like Tabletop Simulator, or is it?
It's like the same. The regular Monopoly game, but like. It's like 3D almost, so you could like see all the actions and all that shit. So it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's like animated, like Mario Party.
Yeah. Kind of like a Mario
Party. All right, so
Party.
real quick, we'll do some housekeeping stuff. We noticed in the first episode that, especially at the start, which is unfortunate because that's probably when people would stop watching, when we laughed, there was like the mics were popping or whatever the technical term is. But now we've got the foam cover, so hopefully the audio is much better this time around. It looks like we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. I just. That's not gonna be good for anyone.
I'm gonna put like a sound warning inbound, and maybe turn myself down if it's really bad. But I decided to do it. The second the intrusive thoughts won there. But I also have a lot of fucking energy after being awake till 5, drinking probably 30 Conoritas, which if you don't know what those are, it's like the 7-ounce Coronas. We had probably 30 of those.
Yeah, and with my magic mind, instead of 182 ounces of Coors Light, we had 192 because I read.
That's what we started with.
I'm literate. That's the main moral of the story. So
that's what we started with.
Not that dumb.
And then finished all those Coronitas. If you ask why we had those, it was actually just because that was the only thing in my dad's fridge at the time. So we stole those. I'm probably going to have to pay him back for that. So totally fine. They're not that expensive too. They're actually Corona. We were saying last night. I think it's my favorite beer.
That's you, not me.
Oh yeah, my favorite beer. We were talking about it last night. It's just so good, especially like a cold Corona with a lime on the beach. Probably is unrivaled.
Oh,
any other drink in my opinion for me right now.
Oh yeah,
I can't imagine anything better, especially now that it's cold out.
The commercials are pretty funny too, with Eli Manning.
Mm-hmm.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice throw.
Oh my god. I saw one where I recognized the actor from somewhere. I think he was in The Office at one point.
No, I know you're talking about the guy with black hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. With black curly hair. He's from the cop show.
That's what I thought
Brooklyn
too. Yeah.
Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
I think.
He was the most recent commercial that I saw was him seeing Eli Manning and then holding up a lime for him to sign, which is probably the stupidest thing.
Oh yeah. That's a good commercial.
Why would you pick something for him to sign that will be rotten in a week and a half, or however long limes keep? Probably not very long after you scratch them up like that, but we won't dig too far into Corona commercials.
Well, it's lime and lemon juice that you keep. If you put something in the fridge that's like a fruit, you spray it with lime and lemon juice so it doesn't go bad.
I think I've ever done that.
I think that's or if
you salting food to.
No, it just
old-timey way to store food.
Yeah, basically, I think so. Instead of burying it underneath the earth, like some people used to do. That's
we got the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Shout out whoever invented that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start with the Eagles. What was the final score? 21-17, right?
Yes.
So first half.
That was awful.
That was terrible. Both of our lines played like shit, offensive and defensive. It felt like on the defensive side, Isaiah Pacheco was basically prime Derrick Henry, the way he was getting through.
Tractorcito.
And our line was starting every snap, it felt like 3 yards back. So even if Pacheco just hit the line, he still gained 3 yards before he even got any contact. It was insane.
And he got so angry that it's that doesn't even matter because he's gonna get 5 yards after contact, so it's an 8-yard gain every single time.
And the linebacker play, Cunningham did all right.
No.
Morrow did really bad.
No. Cunningham did terrible. Cunningham was the worst.
He had some dumbass. He had some really stupid.
He has no idea what to do in coverage. He just stands and stares at the quarterback guys, Patrick Mahomes, he's not gonna throw it to you. You kind of have to do something.
There was a lot of watching Patrick Mahomes on our defense from a lot of
crazy.
Kevin Byard brought it back, but he on that first touchdown looked like he was a spectator and snuck onto the somebody from the fucking stands that snuck onto the field and put on an Eagles helmet standing there. He didn't do anything on that play. The offensive line, Lane Johnson, I don't think that streak is going anymore for him, whatever it was, 200 consecutive games or something ridiculous without letting up a pressure. That definitely has to be broken now.
He fucking let up 7 sacks. It was terrible.
How many sacks did they finish with?
It was 5 at halftime. There was say whatever you want,
I'll take it out on my phone because it's easier.
Jason Kelce, blah, 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 blah. But, they just got so much pressure from up in the middle. And we had, what's-his-face back, the guard. He
Juergens?
Yeah, no, that was the guy before. I think it's someone else now.
I think it was him.
No, that... Was he? I don't think that's his name. But whatever. The other Maybe. Instead of Opeta being in there, thank Christ. But yeah,
they had 5 sacks, so I think they probably got them all.
They got them all in the first half.
First half, it felt like.
Yeah, and then after that, they were fine. This is just the most this was playbook of just saying finding ways to win. This is just simply finding ways to win. It doesn't matter how pretty it is, how bad it is. Honestly, that was like one of the worst wins I've ever seen. But it's just only a matter of just, as Jalen said, getting it done. The hay's in the barn.
I don't know.
No one knows what that means.
Jalen Hurts was saying was that when he was hyping up the team before the game started? He was saying something about the hay being in the barn, and that was we heard that on the ABC podcast, and I don't really know what that means.
I don't know. It's definitely like a reference back to like what happened in the week, but I would love to be there for the first conversation of when hay and barn.
I think I said it sounds like it's one of Nick Sirianni's like weekly themes where like he picks something.
Yeah,
to
the flower needs to grow.
Right, we're gonna take a short break really quick to see what Toby's doing. We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay. So yeah, I still think I'd love to know more, and I'm sure we'll hear like maybe on WIP, the sports radio, they'll ask somebody on the team about what the hell that's supposed to mean. But hay was in the barn last night. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and like, of course, injuries. Like everyone has injuries to their team, but that like, I mean, Bradbury and Slay, they did fine, and then it was just that third. We followed Bayard. Oh my God. Bayard. With Travis Kelce, and he did, what he had to do, I guess. He did fine. But, like, that third, like, safety nickel, like, cornerback spot, I don't really know exactly what we call it. Like, that's just going to be rough all season because Avonte Maddox is out for all the season.
I think it's his toe again, which makes me so sad because that's why he is always out. And that thing must be hanging on by a thread by now because...
Yeah, just fucking chop it off, honestly.
Just get a bionic one or something.
Yeah, just make a club. It's just like...
Which toe is the least important? Probably one of the middle ones, right?
Yeah.
So, or like, I think actually the pinky one does nothing. I've heard both. Like it's essential for your balance, and then I've also heard that like if that thing falls off, it doesn't do
I thought that was a big toe.
Yeah, definitely the big toe. But yeah, anyways, Avonte Maddox was somebody that when he was in, he broke up at least, like, he had, like, 3 major plays a game, I feel like, where he would tackle somebody in the backfield, a great pass defense. Like, he has gotten better and better each year, and last season, the Super Bowl season, was, I think, when he was at his best. And when he started this year, he was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He looked exactly the same. Unlike Bradbury and Slay, who have seemed to have lost a step. But, I mean, yeah, we definitely miss him.
Slay, I think I've always said that Slay is just, like, my least favorite, like, player on the Eagles. Like, he's always, I don't know, I've never...
I'll take him, sure.
Dude, it's just, like, you ever see his interviews where he's just, like, the name's Slay, when people call him Darius?
I have seen that, but I honestly don't watch a lot of player interviews after the...
I don't either.
I'll catch them if, like... posted somewhere.
I see them like on like I see like compilations like on Twitter, and they're just like a million of them, and it's just like, dude, shut up. Like,
He's big play Slay, bro. Big play Slay all day.
Just fucking make a big play then if you want to be called that. Like, people who like, first of all, your name is Darius, so it's not like it's like that. It's not like it's a bad name. Like, Darius is a good name, and like. It's like, it's on, like, it's legally your name, so, like, when people fucking call you it, don't get you fucking, like, panties in a bunch. That's, like, the only thing that's, like, the thing that makes me go, like, God. Like, when we got him from Detroit, like, I think he did it in, like, his first, like, interview, and I was just like, oh my God, dude, I can't fucking, like, everyone says wide receivers, like, divas, but, like, I swear to God, it's corners. It has to be corners.
I think both. There's always the classic meme where it's like in those plays where the corner doesn't do anything and the quarterback throws it like 15 yards out of bounds, and it's like,
no. Yeah, that was me.
No fly zone. Put the clamps on him.
Yeah.
And like they actually did nothing. So I can understand that. But also, like, speaking of divas, like something that I actually am my biggest concern coming out of that game was the fact that AJ Brown was. I mean. It was understandable for that particular play to be a little upset. But also, like, there's, like, damn, we missed that one. Like, I was open.
Yeah.
I'm always open. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts had an errant throw and threw it to Legarius. How do you say his
Legarius Sneed.
It's not that then. It's Sneed. His last name's Sneed. Sneed, a thing you need to not pick off Jalen Hurts there, but
it was such a good route too.
Yeah.
It was wide open, but if you can't, he just couldn't see shit in front of him because there are like 7 people.
I think there was pressure too.
Yeah,
he was pressured. So like, again, like the fact that he was getting all fired up again as if it was what game was that? Like week 3 when he was getting like he only had like 6 targets or something. Yeah, which is more than like most wide receivers.
I think it's also just like a thing of like he did it at the beginning of the game, like first quarter-ish, second quarter-ish, so like I didn't really mind like that much. But once, like, I don't know, that type of argument is fine to happen, like in, I'm pretty sure week 3 was like a shitty like opponent, like I don't really know who.
It could have been the Commanders.
It might have been, but it's like that's the game where you do that. You don't do that in the Chiefs game. You don't do that for the next 5 weeks. Like, you don't complain about targets during the biggest stretch of the entire season.
It was probably the Bucs game, or maybe it was Washington. Because Tampa Bay, here comes Toby on his walk. What's up, pup? You're soaking wet, dude. Don't jump on me. It's raining outside. Hi, puppy.
This dog is a big dummy.
Nah, he's cute. He just is. He's just super loyal and obsessed with me. So if I'm like not in the same room with him for an extended period of time, he gets extreme separation anxiety. I think that might be a Beagle thing, but keeping it on the Eagles and AJ Brown, like they want to win. They want to win, and it's frustrating when you have an opportunity to possibly have a go-ahead touchdown, and it turns into a pick. The other part of that play, that was the same play where AJ Brown then stripped.
Oh, yeah. Stripped Sneed.
Did he touch him?
Yeah, he touched him with his leg, but
I was seeing this morning that people were saying comments, or leaving comments on that post. I think it was like a clip of the Manning cast that I saw, and they were saying that they showed the one angle on TV where it looks like he touched him. All the other angles, apparently, and this is unconfirmed, he didn't touch him.
He touched.
Well, that's up in the air.
No, that was a touch. There's like movement.
There was no significant movement from the shin contact. It only appeared that he got touched, or he kicked him in the shin.
You're just being a delusional fan. That's all.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll pull up some video evidence.
Go ahead.
Some video evidence. I only saw. That was what the whole comment section was. So either way, it was an amazing effort, and it would have been even better if that's how we got the ball back. Did they go down and score after that? I think they did.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing that matters in this game is the 0 in the second half. Like that
was insane. It did not feel like we shut them out.
I think it did. I feel like they didn't like. It wasn't even like close. Like they didn't get close once, except for at the end.
When he fumbled, was that in the?
Oh yeah. But that was in the second half. Yeah, but like that was their only opportunity to score, and every other like drive just ended with them just completely shitting the bed. Like they had like no. It's not like they had no chance, but like they didn't get across like the 50 on like all of the drives in the second half.
How much would you credit our defense putting on, like, stepping up their game or making a change? And do you think those drops were a skill issue for those wide receivers, or do you think it was more, or there was something to do with the fact that the Eagles were stepping it up and the heat was a little too much for these chefs to be in the kitchen?
Dude, I think it might.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I think both fan bases right now are screaming at their offensive coordinator. Like, both. Like, why didn't you run it in the second half? Like, they didn't run the ball once in the second half.
We like stopped it like twice in a row or something, and they just gave up.
That was the
like, oh.
that was the thing that if I were a Chiefs fan, I would be going nutso, insane. And then, I mean, we said it on the Jalen score, but like that play started, and we both said fuck because there was a draw in the red zone, and it was just like Jesus Christ again. But what do you know? If you put a little creativity onto it and you pull the guard, like, it works out fine. So, like...
I know, yeah.
And then there's another one of those, like, on third down where it was just awful. It was
third long,
bad.
Not in the red zone. QB draw.
It was, like, on our own 20.
Went nowhere.
Yeah. That was crazy. Like, both offensive coordinators might need to get... I mean, I think I saw Andy still calling the plays. So, like, that's the most Andy Reid thing ever, to just not run it in the second half. But, like, I think both fan bases are just screaming at their offensive coordinators to just, like, fucking be slightly better. It's not like you need to be, like, anything crazy.
A little more creative.
It's not... I feel like it's different for both sides because, like, the Eagles side, it is be a little bit more creative. And then the Chiefs side, it's just like, holy fuck, can you do just something normal for once? Like, just run the ball.
How many times was Travis Kelce in motion?
Oh, the double tight end motion, that was like giving me a headache all fucking game.
I was getting dizzy.
Again, like, they stopped doing that too. Like, they just went back to, like, the most, like, bland, like, passing game. And it just showed. Like, you can't... Like, when we're, like, triple covering Travis Kelce, someone else needs to get open. And they just
didn't. And they need to also catch the ball.
Yeah. But, MBS. That video of him walking to the locker room is so funny.
Oh,
like, I would do that, too. I'd be so pissed off. But, like...
It's a shame that...
They replayed it, like, 5 times.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He gave himself 2 incredibly memeable moments. The first, obviously, like, almost, like, not quite as bad as when Daniel Jones was, like, running down the field and tripped on his, like, over himself and fell before scoring the touchdown. But something pretty close to that. The wide receiver equivalent, maybe.
I mean, there are two of them this weekend. Quentin Johnson, the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
And this one.
Keenan Allen also had a terrible one.
Oh, God.
That was hilarious.
That was, like, in the middle of the game, so you didn't really know.
And the sun was, like, you could see it even on the field.
Yeah, the shade was weird in Lambeau. I don't know if that's always been a thing.
I don't think so.
I mean, the sun doesn't really change that much, but...
Kind of does.
Fucking... Wait, no, it probably does matter because, the fucking stupid clock shit that we do.
Not even that, like... In the wintertime, the sun is, like, low in the sky, I think.
Yeah.
So, it might create a sharper angle.
Well, because it doesn't go... Because it's a shorter day. So it is, like, more
It'll be in a different position, and it's a little lower at that time. So, like, whatever. Anyways. The Eagles shutting up the Chiefs. Didn't really feel like it, but it was beautiful.
Oh.
And Devontae Smith, the MVP, in my opinion, of the game, having... a glorious catch to shut up that Arrowhead crowd. I mean, speechless.
That was a crazy.
Speechless.
That was a crazy catch, just because, like, he was.
It was underthrown.
Yeah, but the thing is, he didn't high point it either. I mean, I guess if it was, like, thrown perfectly, then he would have high pointed it. But he got so much separation that he had the time to stop, look back, like, falling down and catching it without the corner from just, like, hitting him, like, on the back of the helmet that you see a million times, or just, like, literally just going like this and it, like, hitting his hand.
That was all his separation.
That was easily the play of the game. Might be even, like, the play of the year if I had to think about it, because we ended that drive with a tush push, but, like, all of our touchdowns this year, it's just, I swear to God, half of them are just, like, nothing birds. Like, they just, like the most, like, just, like, simple play ever to get into the end
it's either something, like, fall asleep simple, or it's an A.J. Brown double coverage. Like
Yeah, he has to like catch it in between his legs to fucking do it. But
something absolutely incredible. But yeah, that was glorious. Like I was so happy to see that, and the tush push being utilized about I'd say 4 times. 4 times, maybe more.
It wasn't that much.
But the perfect amount, just a little sprinkle, just to let them know that like we still do this, and you still can't stop it. I think when we scored the first, maybe the second time, it could have been the first time with the tush push. There was a flag. And I thought that they were going to call Jason Kelce's arm offsides again. They're like, that's Lane Johnson's arm or whatever. The fact that happened twice in 2 separate games, and they like didn't review that penalty and be like, oh wait, that was Jason Kelce's arm, not one of the other game. No, it happened in 2 separate games.
It happened 2 games? I thought that one I think there's one where we actually did go offsides, and then one of them was like Jason Kelce's hand.
I think one of them, like. Maybe Mylotta's head was a little too far forward or something. I don't really remember what it was, but yeah, there was an actual offsides, and then there was 2 other ones. 2 other times. It was just Jason Kelce's arm because he was doing this instead of just the normal center 3-point.
Well, you're very smart.
That's so funny.
I was saying this to you last night, but I don't think so. Like, I think I may be able to like show it a little bit here, but like a normal trap play, lineman starting like this, and you just go flat, run that way, and then there's a thing called a skip pull where you keep your shoulders straight and you literally skip back to the left like that, like you go like, and then up.
Oh, you're talking about what Jason Kelce was doing that game? He probably had...
And the fact that, like, skip pulls are hard the way it is, like, playing guard. Like, it's hard to skip and be able to see the opposing, like, linebacker and, like, sift through everyone and basically, like, find the hole you like a fullback. I can't snap for shit. Like, when I played... No, yeah. I could not snap the fucking ball. So the fact that he is able to... I know that they said it on their... Jalen said it on their podcast once. He was
gets up on you quick.
Gets up on you quick. But he's able to fucking snap the ball and then skip pull and then make a fucking, like, pancake block on a corner.
Did it a couple times.
That's why he's the best.
He's the best.
There's no question about it. Like
best center all time.
You asked me in the game, and I was just like, I know a lot of people would say, I think Saturday was the center. Jeff Saturday. You remember when he coached the Colts for like 5 games?
Yeah.
I think Jeff Saturday was.
I'm just gonna Google best centers of all time. Okay.
Basketball centers.
I saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the first one. I was like, I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Yeah.
God, these are a bunch of old fucks. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. This is like when... This is probably when they were smoking cigarettes, eating hot dogs. Nobody from...
Chuck Bednarik. I know Chuck Bednarik. He's an Eagles legend.
Bulldog Turner. These guys still go by like their nicknames. Like,
Ryan Jensen's. Ryan Jensen's pretty good. That's who I was trying to think of. Nick Mangold. Nick Mangold's pretty good too. Rodney Hudson. I don't really remember him. Jeff Saturday. Did you see the picture of Jason Kelce with like the biggest fucking mustache?
Yeah, I remember when he had it. I didn't see it.
No, oh my god, dude. No, they I just saw it on Twitter. It was like a, you know those accounts that are like no context, like like something. This one was no context college football, and it was a picture. I guess it was Travis's like senior day, and it was the mom, the dad, and Jason and Travis. And Jason had the long hair, and he just had the biggest. It was literally.
Is that when they're standing like, on the field, and Travis looks like he's pissed off.
No, he doesn't look pissed. He might in a different picture, but
what would I have to do with this?
It's the most egregious. Travis senior day. No. It was Jason's mustache. Oh my God, dude! You've never seen this picture before?
I probably have. I just like want to show everyone else too.
Just go on to Twitter. There it is.
Oh my God! Holy shit! That is insane. Is that Andy Reid? If you told me that was Big Red, I would have believed you. Holy smokes!
Those jeans. It's the jeans just being wrinkled.
We should I want to compile all of Jason Kelce's looks over the years. I don't know what the hell this is, but I mean, he's had when he was a rookie. I think that was when he had that super long hair, the massive beard. He looked like he was a Viking. This is hilarious.
I can't get over that.
That's so funny.
That mustache is so funny. Cause that
doesn't even look like him.
I mean, I obviously I have a long beard too. So every once in a while, I'll do the goatee. I love doing the Fu Manchu, just like the mustache down. But that mustache is insane.
I have not seen that. I have not seen that. I thought I did. I mean, so he went from rookie season, with the long hair and long beard. Was this before he got drafted?
It's gotta be one of his first 2 years in the NFL because they were at Cincinnati. They're at Cincinnati together, so they had to have Jesus Christ.
People forget about this when he did this. When him and Zach Ertz did this, right when the Eagles were probably at their worst, I think.
This was the end of Dougie. This is when I think this was right when we got Doug fired. They just dyed their hair blonde. Wasn't it for a good cause, whatever, blah, blah,
I think
blah.
So. I just remember it was Kelce and Ertz that did it.
Heather Khalifa. Shout out Khalifas.
On that note. Yeah. Any other thoughts about the Eagles-Chiefs game?
Yeah. I think that was the perfect night for what I was saying of I missed the black helmets. All white with a black helmet. I don't know if we've ever done that before, but
it did look clean.
I think our jerseys were clean last night, so that definitely helps. Maybe I'm dumb. But
was it a black helmet?
Dude, they had a black helmet before. It was last year.
No, I'm saying last night.
Oh, no. It's midnight green.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This may be the craziest thought that I have in my head.
Clean.
But I'm not fully bought in on Jalen Hurts.
That is probably a pretty crazy thought.
I
mean, why? I'd like to hear thoughts on that.
I think
reasoning.
the first half yesterday, I feel was the only that was. I mean, obviously they're down, so it's just it's not gonna look great. But I feel that was the conglomeration of what I've seen in the past few years, all together. Obviously he put the drives together to win the game eventually, but it was just there are just some times where I just look at him and I'm just are you even trying? Legitimately, you just know he is, but it's just and it's one of those things of you can't be mad at 8-1. You can't be mad at anything, but it's not I would 9-1. It's not there's anyone else I would rather have in the league, but and he's obviously the guy, but there are just sometimes I look at him and it just I don't know if it's I think he's just locked because my my resting face just looks I'm pissed off all the time, so everyone will think I'm sometimes I am pissed off. But like when my face is just like droopy, like I just look like I'm just so angry. So like I think maybe it's just his face. I feel maybe I'm just like taking it out like on his resting like face, but like it's not like like an Eli Manning where he just looks dumb. It would because they would
He's
do
emotionless. Even when he throws incredible passes, he doesn't really seem like he reacts.
I think I'm gonna like fall back and bite my words of what I said, but like I do believe in Jalen. I love Jalen. There are very few quarterbacks I would rather have above him. I mean, obviously, let's be honest. If Patrick Mahomes was our guy, like we would be the biggest Patrick fans. But it's like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna like slow down on this take. But I think it's his face. I think sometimes I look at his face.
You want him to be like more excited or show some emotion, maybe?
No, it's just like they're just. Do you remember Alec Boehm last year where he like made an error, like 2 errors in an inning, and he was just like, I hate this fucking place.
Yeah.
I feel like that's sometimes like what his face looks like. It's just like, I hate this fucking place. I want to get out of here. Like,
even if he was like that,
it's not like he shows it. It plays like it.
Well, I was gonna say, even if he was like that, even if somehow that was his opinion, which I highly doubt it is.
Yeah.
If he's the way that he's been playing and putting in like hard work every single day, I mean, that would just make it just the same thing what happened to Alec Boehm, where now we love him.
Yeah.
But,
I think that was definitely a wrong opinion. That was an intrusive thought that I let out of my brain. But sometimes I look at his face and I'm just like, it's not like I don't think does he care is the right word. It's just like,
be a little upset that you just made a mistake.
No, not even that. It's just like, I feel like sometimes, I mean, to make it to the NFL, you have to have an ego. But like, and I get it too because our offensive coordinator is shit. So sometimes he probably hears the plays and he's just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But like, it's just sometimes that like, I just like look at him and I'm just like, what's your problem? if someone looked at, like, if I saw someone like staring at me, like across the bar with that face on, I would immediately be like, what the fuck is his deal? Like,
I'll say my response or my initial reaction to that is that like it kind of touches on what I've been saying all season, is like people are being a little too critical of the Eagles lately. Like it hasn't been perfect. We haven't had a complete game yet.
Yeah.
But we're also 9-1, and that's honestly even more impressive because it's not like we played out of our minds on offense and then the defense didn't show up fully to stop them or something like that.
Smith was saying after the game,
yeah,
we didn't even play a full game
exactly.
yet.
Something else that's
shout out to Smith. I love
Devontae Smith.
Smith.
Also said that we need to run the ball more, so that was a huge. Loved hearing that too.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that Jalen Hurts, like we were calling him like Walmart brand Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Or not Walmart, like Great Value brand Lamar Jackson. When he first started, right?
Yeah.
Generic store brand, and he has gotten like exponentially better each season, and so I really appreciate that, and I really get behind somebody that has not only like taken all that criticism. That's a winner right there. Being able to stink, get better and better and better until now he is arguably like the MVP of the league, and came in second last season, was second in the running for MVP. And I honestly think that the only reason why he didn't win MVP was because his biggest criticism last season was that the team he was on was really good. I remember people kept saying that, like, oh, like it's not all Jalen. The Eagles' entire offense is just playing well. The Eagles have a 70-sack season defense, so that's why Jalen Hurts is able to play well. No, that's part of it, but like.
And then they gave it to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and that's your biggest criticism.
Who does not, the Super Bowl winning team, he does not have a good team around him. That's just, duh. Like, of course.
This last game was pretty apparent, but yeah. Jalen Hurts is a dog. I love him as our quarterback. I wouldn't want anybody else. I love that we have something like the tush push. I just love this team. This is definitely going to be a team that when we start losing some of these players in a couple of years, everyone's going to look back and be like, why can't we go back to the 2022, 2023 era? Yeah. And that's why even when it's not a pretty game, we still won, which is all that matters. And 2, this team is just incredible to watch. I get so excited every Sunday knowing that the Eagles are going to be on, or Monday, or Thursday, I guess. Every time the Eagles are playing, I wake up like I'm springing out of bed.
Every week,
because of how great this team is.
Every week,
I
just know that they're 3. Every week, I wake up and I just know that there are 3 hours this week that I'm going to be sitting on a couch somewhere.
A minimum of 3.
Yeah, maybe like 3.5, but like a minimum that much that week. I'm going to sit on my couch and just watch the Eagles. Like, it's not even like.
And I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be stressful. It's gonna take a year off my life probably. But in the end, they still win, and then I walk away happy.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. So yeah. Something else.
What
else would I want to say? Oh yeah, they're just saying it overall. People haven't played a complete game yet. They know that, and that's another thing why I'm totally fine with them not being perfect right now, or making like significant improvements.
Yeah.
Right? Which I think it's been like one step forward at least every game. They played a little bit better. There are still holes in their game, but they still come out with the win, and that's a sign of a good team.
It's just what everyone's been saying. It just hasn't been a complete game.
I think
yet.
we're a little spoiled as Eagles fans right now, and especially Philadelphia fans, where all of our teams right now are really good.
Yeah.
And then it seems like even like for the Sixers these last couple of years, nobody really watched soccer as far as people I know. But the Philadelphia Union has been also really good, and I've been trying to watch more of those games because just good Philly teams is enjoyable. But soccer is also like it is hard to watch a 0-0. 95-minute match. Anyways, but yeah, Philadelphia sports in general, even our arena football team. I don't know if what were they called again?
It was the Philadelphia. They're like blue. Soul.
The Philadelphia Soul.
Damn it.
I mean, they're even really good. I think.
That.
I don't know if they still are, but yeah, Philadelphia sports fans are spoiled right now.
Yeah.
Spoiled, and it's championship or bust for most people, which is not fair. It's a great expectation, but don't be like, oh, we suck, when your team is 9-1. And I don't think anyone's saying that anymore after this game, which is I think this is finally gonna be like, okay, the Eagles are good. They just gotta like perfect some stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're not playing perfect and still winning, best team in the league.
Aaron Nola, $175 million.
Oh yeah.
Apparently aggressively going after let's hope I don't butcher this, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's I know that they're like there's one more guy that I'm thinking of that's like one of the most insane pitchers in the Japanese league. Yeah. Yoshinobu, Nabu. I think it's Nabu.
This guy.
I just call him Yamamoto. He is fucking awesome. He's 25, and we are going to. He's thrown like. Japanese baseball is much more dominated by pitching, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure he's thrown like 3 perfect games. Like, he's insane. So
at 25.
Yeah, at 25, literally.
When they were right, I think the day of or the day before Aaron Nola signed this contract, they were talking about like who they would rather have, Yamamoto or Nola again, because it looked for briefly that he might go to the Braves, which
the Nola and Yamamoto, that is a possibility. I mean, I think. It's not Dombrowski. We're not getting Trout. That's not happening. But
Harper says otherwise.
Yeah, that's just propaganda. But the idea of basically signing Aaron Nola, we are not in the Shohei race, which is a very interesting one because he said that if he's doing private meetings with teams and if it somehow gets out, like what happened, like if people even say that they met with him, then that's going to impact like his opinion on them. So he wants everything to be very secretive, which I like because it's one of those things of like, yeah, if I was the best player in baseball of all time, I would also do that because I'm the best. Like
Is that what it's looking like he is?
Yeah, it's like there's nobody compare. You can't compare Shohei to anyone. It's literally. Do you know what Shohei is? It's literally if you took Nick Bosa and Patrick Mahomes and you had one player. He was. Do you know the Colorado kid Travis Hunter?
Yeah. Wait.
He's like the number one corner,
Yes,
and
yeah.
he plays wide receiver.
Yes.
Basically him, but like that's like the football comparison of him. But the thing is, like he gets burnt a couple times in the game. Shohei never gets burnt. He's a Cy Young award winner and an MVP. Like there's just like he is the best player ever. It's not even a question to me. He doesn't need a pitch for the rest of his career.
This designated hit.
He can DH the rest of his career and he will still be the best player ever. So we're completely taken out of those conversations, which to me is 100% fine. I don't care. Like I would rather if we can somehow pull an Aaron Nola. I mean, obviously we did pull an Aaron Nola. Stupid.
How do you feel about how long the contract was? Because he's 30 now, right?
It doesn't matter.
7-year contract. How many pitchers make it to 37? I honestly don't know.
It literally doesn't matter. Like, it's fake money. That's, like, what we have to, like, remember here is that, like, basically, by the time that, the way that pricing is going in the MLB, like, even if he makes it to that final year, like, contract,
You won't be playing much?
it's that, and that's not going to be that expensive. I think if you do like the math perfectly, it's like 25 a year, but they obviously do like they split it up sometimes where it's like 30 30 30 and then it's like 15 and then it's like 20 15, like just make it like a lot like cheaper on the back end, or sometimes they load it up on the back end. It's a lot of like numbers and math stuff that and counting that I don't really like want to pay attention to. But it's just one of those things of like it doesn't matter. Like it is like the rest of your career contract type of thing.
He's retiring.
Yeah, a Philly. But it's just one of those things of like no matter what the dollar amount is, it really doesn't matter to me. I don't think money matters in the NFL. But money does not matter in the MLB or the NBA. I don't know about NHL. I think they get paid like $1.50 for a game.
I'm actually curious who the highest paid.
I don't think they break $100 million. I think their highest paid NHL player is like definitely Connor McDavid. That makes sense. He's probably the best.
Oh my God.
Fuck off.
All right, now you don't get the view.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Can you take me high? Yeah, 12 million. Jesus. Nathan
It's
McKinnon.
a rough sport too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like if I going up playing football.
That's honestly like kickers. Like, how much do punters make?
They're only like a couple million a year, but
I'd say the average then for an NHL player is about the same as an NFL punter. Basically, what we're
maybe like the whole like trio of like the long snapper, kicker, and punter. If you combine all those, that's basically the highest paid NHL player. And apparently Connor McDavid is God, but I don't really know shit about hockey.
Yeah,
but
the Flyers are dookie. I was saying that the Philly sports. Actually, what's the record?
I think they're second in the East. Actually, I think they're doing like
I think right now that
weirdly
doesn't really
good.
mean anything.
Yeah, look, second in the East. Oh, Metropol. Oh no, it is
10 and
Eastern.
7.
Yeah.
12 and 3.
You know about like points and shit? I don't really know.
Oh yeah, I don't really know the point stuff either. That's kind of how soccer works too.
I think it's like 2-1-0. Wait, no, I think it's 3-1. I don't know, honestly.
Who cares?
I know like points. Like I didn't know this until like a year or two ago. But in the NHL, there can be 2 assists on a goal, and it's also like the pass before the pass to the shot is an assist. So like if the guy has the puck over here, passes it to this guy, and then they pass it again to this guy, and then this guy shoots and scores, then that first guy also gets an assist, which is a point. And then a goal is like 3 points, maybe. Maybe it's just 1 point, but I never knew that. And I really just don't know shit about hockey. I don't know shit about fuck, basically.
I know poop about shit.
But
so something that I'm trying to find a picture that's not super gross. Maybe this one. But something that I learned the other day that I told you about, and I think it'd be kind of cool if we talked about it, was how there's a condition. Because we were talking about like, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
you're just talking about heartburn after drinking alcohol,
Oh, yeah,
which
heartburn
I
after
have
drinking
right
alcohol.
now.
And you know,
I'm about to
heart is on the left side.
This Chick-fil-A is gonna fucking feel so
Post show
good.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But turns out that people can have their heart on the right side of their body. Like typically you, like for the Pledge of Allegiance, right? You put your right hand across your body on the left side of your chest. That's where you would think that all human hearts are. But there's a condition called dextrocardia where people can be born with it. It looks like more in the center. I think I watched like a SciShow video. Shout out to SciShow about that. It's saying that like, yeah. Is that like, okay, the heart looks like it's in the center there. Maybe that's just for babies. I don't know. Either way, the heart's not always on the left side. And I thought that was crazy. And like people don't typically find out until they get like an MRI. And then they're like, oh yeah, your heart's just like not
in the right spot.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a heart defect.
This has always just been like it's pumping the wrong way. So
is it really the wrong? Well, I don't know if it necessarily has to be the wrong way.
Yeah,
if it's on the right side.
It's not in the.
It's not the right spot.
Yeah, it's not where it's supposed to be. This is always
only 12,000 people are affected by this.
This is a question that I've had for a very long time, and it's always just like a curiosity like question of like, I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm a type 1 diabetic, so like I always wonder of like, because I watch all the like old shows like Vikings and like all this shit from back then, and it's just like, well, if I was in that era, I would be dead already, because they would be like, what the fuck is up with you dumb idiot? And then, well, first of all, there wouldn't be the cancers in my body that would create this type 1 diabetic. Thank you to all the big companies who poison our world. But I always like this may be a pretty like dark thought, but I just sit there a lot, and I just think like, what are the other diseases that like back in the day could be like a simple, like obviously type 1 isn't a simple easy like fix like that, but it pretty much is. But
sugar.
Yeah, just like imagine if like like imagine all the things that people died from like back in the day, that was just like, oh, you can just fucking take like a single pill and you would be fine.
Eat a grape.
Yeah.
And that's something like two things. One, so you talk about Vikings, which is probably, I was thinking about it the other day. That might be my favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best shows ever made.
Watched it. Did you watch that Valhalla one?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
I meant to.
I watched the first season, but I didn't watch the second season because it kind of sucked. So.
Well, there you go. It's definitely not as good as Vikings, that's for sure. But Vikings is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Probably it's better than Game of Thrones, if you ask me. So go watch it. But I don't even know if I want to spoil this, but a character, since it is like in the Viking era, a character in the show dies. A very important character dies because they get stung by a bee, and they're allergic.
What?
Yeah. Did you finish Vikings, right?
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to say who it is because I want people to go watch the show. I'll tell you afterwards.
Is it the one of the four, or is it?
No, don't say anything.
I don't remember this at all.
It's pretty important. But yeah, watch Vikings, and that's who it is. I'm showing him on the screen without sharing it with you guys. But do you recognize who that is?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't remember this at all.
It's crazy you don't remember, because I remember thinking, like, what a crazy... Because this character was kind of peaking at this point.
Yeah.
And I actually... It's like one of those people that you kind of hate and then love, which is most of the characters in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a good thing to not, to not expose, because that's a very...
Go find out who gets a bee sting and dies in Vikings. But, yeah, so bee stings, allergies, right? And then the other thing that I wanted to connect to was the fact that, like, at one point, I remember as a kid thinking, I was at, like, a summer camp, and there were these berries along the trail that we were walking on, and I was like, oh, like, people were trying to eat them, and the counselor was like, no, those are poisonous. I forget what type of berry they were.
Yeah.
And I was like, how does he know they're poisonous? And I was like, how do we know if anything's poisonous, right? Like, my kid brain, I mean, that's a thought I probably would have now still, but I just remember thinking that, like, as a young kid, and then I realized, like, oh, like probably millions, if not billions of people have just popped something in their mouth and then died, and then the rest of the tribe is like, oh, like, don't eat those mushrooms, don't eat those berries.
You ever see those?
So it's just big trial and error figuring out what kills us and what doesn't.
You ever see those people that, like, identify mushrooms? They're very interesting, like, YouTube crowd. Yeah. They're like, they just like pick a random mushroom and they're just like, edible or not. It's like the cake thing, cake or not. Yeah. It's just like, but like real life things with mushrooms.
Just looks like a mushroom.
But those people interest me. But I had a couple things that I was thinking about. A lot of the stuff that I was thinking about has to do with football. Shout out Kansas State. They beat Kansas in rivalry week, and it was a really close game when it probably shouldn't have been. But I love the boy. And then we were listening to a lot of Arianna Grande last night.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, is there like a, I mean, obviously all the people, there's some people that think like, oh, she killed Mac Miller, where it's just like,
people actually think that?
Yeah, it's the dumbest group to be a part of on Twitter. The people that, and it obviously takes a toll on her, because like you can tell that Ariana's like kind of just like, she's kind of fucked up. Like, you can really kind of tell.
I feel like all those like Disney.
I mean, obviously she
kids
didn't a fucking like 3 fans die. Wait, no, did she get bombed?
Her concert did get bombed. Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's what it was. That was fucked up. And I totally forgot about that. But like there are just so many times to where whenever I see her name, whenever I like see her name on Twitter, I always just think like, oh no, just because like everyone just like likes to like shit on her for like no reason, and it's just like, it's just so like weird to me, like all the hate that she gets, because it's just like, if you think like she had like something to do like with Mac Miller, you're just like a weirdo. Like, I just think that's just like weirdo like behavior.
Did she break up with him because of his addiction?
I know
next to nothing about this, basically nothing, and what I do know is completely unconfirmed. But
I don't think that was. I don't know. She had that run where she had like a lot of different like lovers in a short period. It was
Big Sean,
Pete
Mac.
Davidson, Mac, and like everyone like says that, but it's just like look at yourself in the mirror, buddy. Like there are a lot. I know that there are a lot of people that say that. Meanwhile, they have just like the ugliest fucking pigs, and they fucked like 30 of them. So it's just like I'll never date Arianna Grande. She's been with so many dudes. Dude, shut up. I fucking hate people like that.
I haven't heard people say that stuff, but I'm sure.
It's just a fucking scum on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. Like, this is not like an Instagram thing. This is just like all the fucking weirdos on Twitter that just like, that literally like have no life. And then like, I love
She makes amazing music.
I love the new thing on Twitter where it's just like, yeah, I've seen this a lot, so it's very funny. It's just like whenever people ask like the dumbest like question, they just like post a screenshot of like McDonald's is hiring. And like there are some people on Twitter that literally just need to get a job because they're such fucking losers. But it's something that
Do we want to talk briefly? I actually haven't looked into this to get updated information, but so last time, episode 1, we were talking about who the fuck hit Kelly Oubre with their car, and now it might be looking like, I mean, it's not like, I don't want to say that. Basically,
you don't want to say that he lied.
Basically, the narrative right now is that the police are having trouble finding any video evidence like from traffic cams of this hit and run, and like obviously not every street corner in Philly has a camera.
TMZ needs to be shot in the face first of all for getting his Ring camera. That is just like
how do they even do that?
I don't know. That's just like the weirdest thing in the world.
I didn't even know there was a Ring camera thing or a clip.
Yeah, that's where it's on his door. So like what other camera would it be? But this is one of those things to where
I didn't see the video is what I meant to say. Like from his Ring, if they've made that public.
Yeah, but this is easily one of those situations. I think you brought it up and you were pretty like, oh, we have to talk about this, and I immediately was like, no, we don't. It's one of those things to me to where you just take your fucking hands off of it and you just
wait till the facts are known.
Yeah,
rather than speculate.
This is not a time to be talking like allegedly. Like this is not like I wouldn't.
How about this? I'll ask you this question then. Bless you. Let's say hypothetically he comes out in like a month or something that he did lie.
Yeah.
All right. If he did lie, then it was probably because he was maybe doing something dumb or embarrassing and didn't want to, and that's how he actually injured himself.
Yeah.
If he lied, do you care as a fan?
Well,
depending on what it is, I feel like it depends on what he was
personally doing. No, because I don't really watch the Sixers. Don't really be too mad at me. I just hop on during the playoffs. But he's a starter.
Will the NBA take action?
No.
If anything, for making a false police report.
They're not getting involved. Are you kidding me?
The NBA?
There's no way that they're gonna suspend him if he lied.
That's true, but
no chance.
The Philadelphia Police Department might be a little.
Yeah, I mean the Sixers may cut him.
That's
definitely a possibility that they may cut him. But I just like, it's one of those things of like, me personally, I don't believe that he lied right away, just because of like, why would you lie about that? First of all,
why indeed? What were you hiding?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just like,
that's why it's so easy for this to go viral before anyone knows just like anything about.
Yeah, anything. About to me, that's why I because like.
Can you pass me my water right there?
I just always just think like, dude, these people like literally make like me personally. If I was getting paid at least $1 million to show up to my job, you better believe I'm there every single fucking day. I may not be good. I may be like Ben Simmons and I just fucking take all your money and run with it. I may not be
James
good.
Harden.
but God forbid, I'm going to be there at least and show up. So, like, that's the main reasoning of, like, why whenever people say, like, oh, you obviously lied, it's just, like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Just because...
It doesn't make sense unless
yeah,
he was doing something he shouldn't have been, and then got hurt doing it, whatever it could be.
But what can you break ribs and a hip?
That's what I was saying.
Like that's he either like did he
probably completely fell down the steps.
What are those?
Went back up the steps and then fell down again.
Those fucking cannons from back in the day. Like you would have to get like a bowling ball to his goddamn chest for that like injury to happen.
Yeah, that's why it honestly was just so funny to like talk about like what if he did lie? Like what the hell was he doing to get that fucked up? Like. I don't even know.
But that's the thing about... to me, when I saw the video of him walking into his house, I think that's just from, like, a different day, where he just walked in fine. Like,
I never saw that video.
Like, it's literally him just, like, holding his bike, just going into his house. It was, like, the most, like, nothing... if you just look up accident... Yeah, that one.
I don't know if we can show... I guess if there's no sound, I'll do it.
Yeah. But, like... Look.
Was he riding that bike? Or like,
that's what the story is said. That's what they've said. And then it's just nothing. But, like... That doesn't prove anything to me.
He doesn't look uninjured. He's kind of holding his leg in like a very bizarre... along the floor
you can tell that he's not... That's not normally how you walk into a door. I mean, walk into...
How did they get this?
Exactly. That's the weirdest thing. It's just like TMZ is like a bunch of scummy losers that they just like... They have nothing better to do, honestly, other than like get like a video from like 3 months ago and just be like, oh, new exclusive footage. It's just like, shut
that
up,
doesn't prove
dude.
anything. Even if it was the same day.
Yeah.
Look, he could have easily, like, I'd like to see the audio, and he's probably like, oh,
yeah,
oh, like dragging his bike along. Like, I don't know. Funny to talk about. Kelly Oubre, get well soon. Don't listen to anybody. If
yeah, just fucking.
Just get better.
I mean, they keep on saying, like, he's not helping the police, and it's just, like...
What is he supposed to do?
Yeah, like, if he gave you the car make and model, and if he somehow got part of the license plate, like...
When I was rolling over the hood of the car, I took
what is he seeing?
I took a picture with my phone of the driver, and then also when I was rolling off the trunk, I placed a tracker underneath the back tire. Like what?
That's like what they expect from him, and just knowing the way like Philadelphia is, and just like how fast people drive, like he didn't get hit going slow. Like that motherfucker was going fast.
No.
Like that motherfucker was going like 45, 50 at least. Like at least they were going that speed if he was hit. So that's one of those things that I saw immediately, and then it was just like all the people that are basically like white supremacy on Twitter, but like not. They're just like what they are. They of course all hopped onto the story and were just like, oh, this fucking loser, blah 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 blah, and it was just like, that type of like discourse to me is just like really just like.
Was it actually
annoying.
white supremacists saying that?
No, it's just like all the like white trash, like like people that come out of the
Twitter
woodworks.
scum.
Yeah, I mean that's all Twitter is, but
there you go.
We're probably gonna have to wrap this up so I can get home.
Yeah, we had a like we said, it was a late night for the. Makes Too Much Sense crew, 5 a.m, drinking Conoritas, and we got a late start today and had a tight schedule, so this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode for episode 2.
Yeah, not as much funny hee-hees, just more Eagles talk.
We'll have some more fun stuff maybe prepared next week.
Yeah.
But, I mean, talking about the Eagles was fun enough.
Post-Thanksgiving, everyone eat a lot for Thanksgiving this week.
This is the Thanksgiving episode. We didn't have any time. I was thinking, like, maybe we could do, like, some sort of
No, I feel like next week's a good week to like recap and just be like, because like leading up to a holiday, you can try to think of like all your favorite things. Because Thanksgiving's one of my favorite holidays. I think it's definitely top 2 for me. Like the top 3 for me is.
I actually had a gobbler right before a Wawa gobbler before last episode.
Yeah,
and I was going to talk about that. I forgot.
But Thanksgiving to me is top 3 with Easter and Christmas, just because of football.
Football, the food. It's kind of like you're also dipping into the Christmas vibe, so there's honestly overlap there.
Yeah, and you just get. It's perfectly fine to. We always host Thanksgiving, so it's perfectly fine to just get like blacked out on your couch and just watch football all day. Yeah, that's why it's the best.
Last thing, I think this is the first year that they're doing Black Friday football.
Oh yeah, it's very smart by Jeff Bezos because he doesn't get the Thursday games because that's Thursday night is on Prime.
Yeah.
So he gets the Friday night game, which in turn he tries to keep people at home instead of going out Black Friday shopping. So when Cyber Monday comes around,
I did not even consider that.
Everyone stays inside and orders online.
That is 3D chess right there.
That's fucking big brain. Big brain Amazon move by doing that.
You hear that? You heard it here first. Jeff Bezos.
A genius.
Playing 5D chess.
Yeah. Your move, Elon Musk.
Just gonna launch one of those rockets. Alrighty. Well, thank you for tuning in. Makes Too Much Sense, episode 2.
Yes.